Liam, you probably had a hunch you were going to be named in that, but when it was made official, what was your initial reaction?
Yeah, delighted, ecstatic. I think I said it in my little video when I turned up in 2014. I didn't expect everything that I got, and that's everything of winning MLS Cup, of family that we've found, and sort of, and that's friends with family. So yeah, it's given me way much more, and yeah, it was special to hear it. So obviously you hear things that go on, and you might be selected. So it was nice to obviously get the call.
When you were playing with West Brom and your agent first calls you about the Portland Timbers, yeah, you ever heard of the Timbers before?
No, never. No, I mean that time it was David Beckham going to LA Galaxy, Las Vegas on a holiday, or New York and a little bit of time off for 3 days. You can get away on an international trip. So Portland was never on the radar. And when I got the call, yeah, it was something that interested me. And then Merrick, Gavin, Caleb sucked me in. I just expected just to come up here and have a chat, but found myself in the city and Lake Oswego and meeting people, like I said, and it wasn't only me, it's my family as well. So yeah, it's obviously a real special place to us.
A few players that you've gotten to coach and play with, Darwin Asprilla, one of them was named to the all-time 11 with you as well. Do you have a favorite individual Asprilla moment?
He's going to ask me, is he harder to play with or to coach? That would have been a tough question. Too, yeah, exactly. No, I think my favourite player has been Diego Trout to play with and to coach. I think playing with obviously was D, one of the best midfielders in the league, but Diego's been, I think, the biggest credit to his club that it's ever been, and I think to be able to play with him and to coach him now has been epic. So again, stuff that I didn't even realise I was even going to walk into. So yeah, I think it's going to be a real proud week for myself and everybody, really.
Just that playoff run that led to the Timbers lifting the cup in 2015. Do you have a personal favorite memory from that run?
Personal favourite memory? I think you know what? I start the run from LA Galaxy away. That was where we was in the half time, and it was literally book your holidays and go home, or we make a run. And that was a discussion at half time. And I think that sort of got us galvanised to get going. And again, I revert back to Diego Trout. Obviously scoring that goal and things like that. And that's where I started from. I think that's probably one of the biggest special moments, apart from winning it. But like I said, I was half booking my holiday to go back to England and see my kids and family, and then we stayed all the way to the end. So it was epic.
When you left the Timbers in 2019, how big of a hunch did you have that you would be back?
There was always conversations and talks about coming back. I think it wasn't on my radar. My radar was to get into coaching and get into management, and I was back home to do that. And then obviously the call comes again out the blue. Ross Smith makes a call, and we just have a conversation, and obviously that materialises to being back here. And I would say it wasn't on my radar. I still kept in contact with people, but I said my goodbyes in December 2018 after the MLS Cup, and I meant it. But this place draws you back in this organisation, and Merritt's a difficult person to say no to.
Liam, we mentioned Aston Villa played at West Brom, teams with longer history than the Portland Timbers. And you had said you hadn't heard of Portland when you came over. Can you talk a little bit about the significance of a club in America celebrating the 50th anniversary season, especially this week with the 10th anniversary of the Cup, the 50th year celebration? What does that say to not just the importance of celebrating half a century, but also
he wants to run Phil as well.
But also, what does that say for the growth of the league as well?
I think it speaks highly. I think if you told people that it was a 50th year celebration of Portland Timbers, they'd be like, "What do you mean? Where's the rest of the 50 gone?" I think the club is so immersed in this city that it's bigger than that. I think, and the fans help that along, and Merritt does, and Hank, and do such a good job in making sure that the club has sort of grown and grown and grown, but it feels way bigger than the 50 years. I think it's a huge celebration, and it will show. This week will show how much it means to Portland Timbers, and I think to be part of that is really special. So as long as we can keep doing it the same way we're doing it, and we can keep growing it and keep taking it to the next level every single year or every 5-10 years, it's going to be a big thing.